Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Washington Gun Law TV. I'm Washington Gun Law President William Kirk. Thanks for joining us. Hey, we're going to talk about a very unique opportunity to bust through what we like to call the jurisdictional bubble here. And we're going to explain what all of that means, and we're going to explain how everything's shaping up, that there is one state out there on the East Coast that could significantly become, well, ground zero for the Second Amendment battle. We'll explain why in just a moment. So today, let's spend a few minutes and let's talk about why this state is the perfect Second Amendment battleground. Okay, listen, hey, before we get going too far down the road we're going down, let you know that we did all the research for this video where? That's right, at GroundNews. Why is that? Well, because I like to be treated like an adult, so do you. When you have a news source that's going to scour over 50,000 sources and then give you the news with a bias or distribution breakdown, headline manipulation allows you to actually make up your own mind. And right now, you can unlock every feature that they got on GroundNews by just scanning that QR code there or going to ground.news/Washington and get 40% off a Vantage Plan. Listen, if you're ready for the media to start treating you like a big boy or a big girl, then go to ground.news/Washington today. Okay, America, we're going to be talking about the Third Circuit Court of Appeals today. We're also going to be talking about a concept that we call the jurisdictional bubble. What do I mean by that? Well, when you read these assault weapon ban cases, these magazine ban cases like we have to all too often around here, you will see that routinely these states will be like, but there's no jurisdictional split. You see, every circuit court that's got to weigh in on this has actually affirmed it. And that's when you have to take a look at the map. Take, for example, as we look at this map here, the Fifth Circuit. Why has the Fifth Circuit never ruled on an assault weapon ban or a magazine ban? Because no state in the Fifth Circuit would have the audacity to do that to their citizens, okay? But when you live out here in the Ninth Circuit, or when you live over here in the Seventh Circuit, or God forbid you live here in the Third Circuit, as the circuit we're talking about today, well, now you got all sorts of states that are more than willing to do that to their citizens. The problem is that the circuit courts that sit on top of them, they're totally okay with it. But what if suddenly the circuit court that sat on top of all of these states such as Pennsylvania and Delaware, and the state we're talking about today, New Jersey, what if that suddenly had a political shift? Well, that's exactly what's happening in the Third Circuit, because right now, with a recent judicial appointment from President Trump, there are 7 conservative justices, theoretically conservative justices, and 6 liberal justices. Now, I determine this based upon who appointed them to the bench. So right now, there are 14 positions on that bench, and 13 of them are filled, and it goes as follows. There are 2 George W. Bush appointees. There are 3 Barack Obama appointees. There are currently 5 Donald Trump appointees. There are 3 Joe Biden appointees, and there is 1 more appointee that still needs to go through the confirmation process. That is Judge Jennifer Mascott, which, if appointed, means that there would theoretically be an 8-6 majority in the Third Circuit. Sitting underneath that Third Circuit, of course, is the state of New Jersey, who has never found a civilian disarmament law that they don't just absolutely adore, okay? And they have a very aggressive attorney general and very aggressive in defending all of their unconstitutional gun laws. Well, then you begin to track what's happening lately in the state of New Jersey, and you realize that those that know how to litigate these cases are beginning to see a wonderful opportunity. Just consider some of these cases that are currently kicking around. Benton v. Platkin, filed in 2024. This is a case that's brought to us by Gun Owners of America. This is a challenge to New Jersey's 1 gun a month policy. Struck v. Platkin, a similar challenge filed in 2024. This one brought to us by our good friends at FPC, also a challenge to the 1 gun a month policy. Bergman-Soch v. Platkin. This is brought to us by GOA, and this is a challenge to New Jersey's ban on hollow point ammunition, or what we like to call self-defense ammunition. Haig v. Murphy, filed by the Second Amendment Foundation earlier this year. This is a challenge to New Jersey's law that prohibits possession of firearms and purchase of firearms by those under the age of 21. Padua v. Platkin. We've actually talked about that case, filed in June of this year. This is a challenge to New Jersey's outright ban on suppressors. FPC v. Platkin, filed just last month, obviously brought to us by our friends at FPC. This is a challenge to New Jersey's ban on short barrel rifles. So as you can see, although the political winds have not really changed significantly in those states, there has been a relatively noticeable shift in the circuit that lies above it. And this now presents a very, very unique opportunity, an opportunity that we don't see in the Ninth Circuit, an opportunity that we don't see in the Fifth Circuit for the opposite reason, but an opportunity for a more reasonable court to take a look at a bunch of very unreasonable gun laws. Okay, listen, we're going to go ahead and link up everything we relied upon in making this video down below so you can geek out on it for yourself. Don't have to take our word for it. If you got any questions about this or anything else related to what's left of our Second Amendment rights, you guys should know how to get a hold of Washington gun law by now. But if you don't, that's okay. That information is down in the description box. If you got an idea for a video, you click the link, you tell us about it there. If you want to subscribe to the monthly newsletter, that information is down there in the description box. And then finally, and most importantly, America, let's everyone remember that part of being the lawful and responsible gun owner, like we talk about all the time here, is to know what the law is in every situation and how it applies to you in any instance that you may find yourself. Until next time, thanks for watching and stay safe.